Gandhi, 1982 film from director Richard Attenborough, starring Ben Kingsley. The film won 8 Oscars: Best Picture, Best Director, Best Leading Actor for Kingsley, Best Screenplay, Best Cinematography, Set Decoration, Costume Design, and Editing. And it was also nominated for 3 more awards: Sound, Best Score, and Best Makeup. The film is a 3-hour, 11 minutes epic about the life and work of Mahatma Gandhi, one of the most famous people in modern history, the Indian lawyer who became a symbol of peaceful protest, of non-violent protest, and was a catalyst for a number of societal and political changes in India and elsewhere. I went into it not knowing too much about Gandhi, and I thought that the movie was really very good. Now, admittedly, I fact-checked it later and learned that it isn't 100% accurate. It's been accused by many historians of misrepresenting some of the events and especially attributing too much to Gandhi in some cases, and most importantly, deifying him, making him seem like a man without flaw and without vice, even though that was far from actual truth. However, I think that even taking that into consideration, the film is a really interesting history lesson about India as a country, about its relationship to the British Empire and how that relationship came to its end in the 20th century. And it's also just a really well-made film. It's one of those older epics which do not get boring or tedious despite the long runtime. It looks fantastic. It's got great music, great costumes and performances. Ben Kingsley is, of course, spectacular. I think it's fair to use the word transformative when describing his performance in this film. He really becomes Gandhi to an eerie degree. Looks, moves, and sounds just like the man. And it was sort of that impression is sort of confirmed by the stories from the filming of the movie, when reportedly people in the various villages when the film was shot were confused because they thought it was actually Gandhi coming back to life. And crucially, I think it's not just an imitation. I think that as much as I agree that Gandhi was somewhat simplified and polished for the film, I still think Kingsley manages to give him a nuance and depth. So amazing stuff right there. It's also a really impressive achievement in filmmaking when you look at stuff like the locations, the scope of the film, all the different places it was shot over almost a year, and most notably the size of the crowds. Famously, for the scene of Gandhi's funeral, the movie used 300,000 extras, most of them volunteers who agreed to take part in it on the 33rd anniversary of the real Gandhi's funeral. It is absolutely bonkers to think about it and to consider, and considering how much of this stuff is done with CGI nowadays, I think it's safe to say that this record will never be broken, that this will be the largest scene ever filmed. Still crazy to even imagine the logistics of that, and it's just impressive that they've managed to actually do it. I liked it. I think it's a very good film that admittedly shouldn't be treated as absolute gospel, but does a good job of telling its story and features a spectacular central performance, which is essentially itself worth taking the time to see it.